Hi, I'm Adam. I'm a keeper here at the Akron Zoo, and today we're going to talk about electric eels. So electric eels actually aren't eels. They're in the order Gymnotiforms, which is actually the South American knife fishes. So if you've ever been to a pet store and you've seen what's called a ghost knife, these are actually distant cousins of those. So what is really unique about the order of Gymnotiforms is they can produce electricity. The only species of Gymnotiforms that can actually produce large electric shocks is the electric eel. Most of the other species in the order of Gymnotiforms can only produce at most 10 volts. Electric eels can produce up to 800 volts of electricity. They actually have three main organs that they use to produce that electricity. They have the main organ, the Sax organ, and the hunter's organ. The main organ and the hunter's organ are the two organs they use to produce those big 800 volt discharges. The Sax organ is actually used for electrolocation, so that'll put out up to 10 volt charges where they will send out a signal and it'll ping back to them and it'll give them a visual image in their brain of their surroundings. So they'll use that since they live in really dark, murky, muddy waters and their eyesight is very, very poor. So that lets them find prey, lets them communicate with other electric eels. It also lets them just know what's around them. Electric eels can be found in the northeastern part of South America, mainly in the Amazon, Orinoco, and Essequibo river basins. They live in really stagnant, calm waters that are usually very murky, very muddy. You can't really see very far in there. So they have very, very poor eyesight, but what they make up for in their poor eyesight is they have very great hearing, and they also can use their electricity to find prey and see their surroundings. So we have two electric eels here at the zoo. They are about 3.5 to 4 feet long. Their maximum length they can get is about 8 feet long. They can weigh about 45 pounds. In the wild, we don't really know how long they live, but the science tells us in captivity they can live to be about 15 or 20 years old, which for a fish is a decently long life. In the wild, electric eels feed on a lot of different animals. So they'll feed on a lot of invertebrates such as shrimp, crabs, crawfish. They'll also eat other small fish. They will also eat small mammals that happen to find their way in the water, such as small mice, rats. They'll even eat some toads. If an unfortunate bird is by the surface, the electric eels can actually stun them and eat them as long as they're small enough to fit into their mouth. Here at the zoo, we don't offer that big of a variety. We don't offer any mammalian foods. We don't offer any bird foods. What we do offer here is a lot of shrimp, a lot of mussel, a lot of fish. Sometimes we'll offer them squid, so it's mostly seafood based. Some enrichment foods we give them are a little different. We'll give them earthworms. We will also give them live crickets. They really enjoy those. They really like tracking them down, hunting them through the water. We also sometimes do offer live feeder fish, which is a really cool enrichment item that they get. They don't get it very often, but that does actually simulate them actually hunting like they would in the wild, where they actually have to track down their prey and use that electricity to catch it instead of us just handing them food. So that keeps them active, gives them things to do. Another thing we do here at the zoo is we target train our electric eels. We train our eels here at the zoo for a few reasons. One of them being to keep them active, stimulated, to keep them moving around their exhibit. We also do it when we target them, they have to come close up to us so we can get a better look at them, so we can see if there's anything medically wrong with them. We also do this because they are aggressive, voracious eaters. Once food hits the water, they go into a feeding frenzy. Since their eyesight is so bad, it's hard to differentiate for them what's food, what's the other eel, what are they biting. So we separate them as far as we can. We have our smaller one go to the back of the exhibit, the larger one go to the front of the exhibit. We only feed them once they hit that target, so they know unless they touch that target they're not going to get fed. So this helps to prevent them from biting the other eel. This helps them to know when they're getting fed. So once the zoo opens back up, we hope you come down here, see our electric eels and curious creatures. You might even be lucky enough to see a training session happen with them. I hope you enjoyed this Lunch and Learn. We look forward to seeing you again next time.